Testing, okay. All right, I'm here with my new friend, Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Hector. How are you?
Cavanaugh is a fellow accounting council member we met about 6 months ago in our first accounting council meeting. And Cavanaugh, can you tell me a little bit about your business and where you're from and all that stuff?
Yeah. The name of our company is Nweze Financial Solutions. We're based in Houston, Texas, but we serve clients all over the country. A lot of our clients are nonprofits, artists, the typical blue collar worker, from mechanics to plumbers, and people who the self-employed, small businesses of all types. Yeah.
And artists, like what type of artists? Or is it all sort of eclectic?
It's all eclectic. So performing, visual, yeah, it's all eclectic. And that's the wonderful thing about our clients. And some of our clients are very traditional, very straight up and down. Some of our clients are all over the place and creatives, and so I enjoy it a great deal to be able to offer the service to all sorts of people.
Thank you. And there's a fun fact about Cavanaugh. You spoke at TEDxHouston,
Yes.
2013, right?
Yes.
Is there a video on that available?
Yes.
I'll put a link on that.
Okay.
We'll check that out.
Yeah.
So maybe tell me a little bit about that TED Talk.
Yeah. So I'm very active in my community. I do a lot of work around urban gardening. And so the TED Talk was about how I believe urban gardens can revitalize neighborhoods.
And can you explain urban gardening?
Urban gardening is gardening or farming in an urban area or in a city setting. So in Houston, we have an abundance of vacant lots inside of the city. And of course, there's a lot more land. It's a very mild climate, so we can farm or garden all year round. And I think it's a way to bring economic development to impoverished neighborhoods and to be able to help the food sustainability and the health of the neighborhood. So I think it's a very holistic practice, and I think of it in terms of economics.
Right, and we're taking advantage of vacant lots in urban areas. Obviously, there's no farms in urban areas.
Yeah.
And the community is farming, or is a nonprofit being formed? I mean, what's the mechanic of this?
Yeah. So it's not always vacant areas. In Houston, we have the smallest residential lot is 1/10 of an acre. So in my front and backyard, I can grow enough food for my whole block.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So it's not always just an entire vacant property. It's about reusing the property that you have and making it efficient.
You're teaching other folks how to do this?
Yeah, so we teach it. We have people who are private citizens, who are just regular people who just grow and distribute food.
The regular people becoming farmers.
Yeah. And then we also, I'm a manager of a farmer's market. So in there we have the traditional farmers who live about an hour outside of the city. They come in and they distribute food. And then we have people who garden in community gardens in a more nonprofit setting. And these people who participate in those gardens, and they sell and distribute food there too. So it's awesome. And then we also are able to take what we call those kitchen table businesses, those jewelry makers, those people who make jellies. There's one lady, she makes jelly, awesome jam. Every time she comes and she sells out.
And she grows that from
she purchases her fruit from local farmers.
Wow.
And then she creates it herself. And we also talk, like I'm always talking about economic development and how food is paired with that. And so now we're working with some of these successful vendors at our market and working to how can we get you in the store? How can we get you online to where we're growing your business just by providing healthy food to our communities?
That's really neat. And you were involved with this mostly as a volunteer, right? Because it's not.
Yeah, initially yes, I was a volunteer, but now I'm more of cultivating and spearheading this project to where it's around. Like I said, it's always around economic development.
Right.
A lot of people see the food, they see the nice pictures, they see me outside, and they don't really see the numbers behind it. But I see the numbers, and that's how I kind of approach our business.
Right.
And so we get a lot of startups, a lot of brand new businesses, and coach them up to the point to where they can reach their peak potential.
Yeah, so I wanted to, let's make the segue from that into your accounting practice. And so I assume that now that you're heavily involved in helping other folks do that and that sort of thing, I'm sure now you help those nonprofits with their finance, obviously.
Yes.
Right, so you do some nonprofit accounting.
Yes.
possibly that's how you got into the nonprofit world.
Yes, it honestly it is, because a lot of people know me for my gardening and with the TED Talk and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And it's always people are always amazed when they find I'm an accountant, and they try to put it together.
Right.
And then,
I'm still trying to figure it out.
yeah. And then I explain it. And accounting is to keep records of resources.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what we do. But yeah, so we do like I said, a lot of startups. We deal with a lot of people who are environmentally conscious. So we have one of our favorite companies. They do water harvesting or rainwater collectors. They build rainwater collectors and ship them across the country.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know, so it's like just my activism. It always talks about. And it always leads back to business.
Yeah.
And I grew up in these type of environments, and a lot of people have these awesome ideas,
Right.
these fruitful ideas.
Yeah.
But it falls by the wayside when we start talking about the economic organization of it.
Right.
And so I've grown up and I've seen it all my life, and so now I was just like, okay, how can I help them? And that's the one piece, whether it's nonprofit, whether it's for profit. I'm pretty sure you see it. People have an absolutely awesome idea.
Right.
Making money, doing well, and they follow it. They have those issues when you start talking about records. When they start telling about how should I file my taxes?
Right.
Am I paying too much taxes? How do I keep track of all of this stuff?
How do I not get surprised at tax time?
Exactly.
Right.
You know, so those type of things, and being able to be a part of these businesses. I know, as you know, being passionate about it, we become a partner in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And an advisor. So it's wonderful to be able to do those types of things, and it's like we have a stake. And so now, things that I'm passionate about the arts, passionate about nonprofits, passionate about revitalizing communities. Small business is the way to do that. Of course, like here at Intuit, they always talk about how the largest workforce is self-employed. The
world's largest, what was it that they said? The world's largest workforce works for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then that's the greatest number of job creations.
Right. Even if it's a creation of one job.
Even if it's just one job,
Yeah,
even
right.
if it's just a part-time job,
Yeah.
we are creating opportunities for others, and even directly and indirectly. You know, somebody might see you had an idea and you took it to the next level, and they were like, man, Hector's doing great.
Right.
You know, I remember when he was just talking about it.
Right.
So you know what? I can do that too. You know, I can take my idea and help it to come into fruition to do what we need to do.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because a lot of folks have ideas,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
You know, are ideas really that important, or is something else really more important?
It goes hand in hand. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. No, it is something. It's the work ethic and the drive.
It's the execution, right?
Exactly, because there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
It might change about how it's done, how it's performed.
It's framed differently.
Exactly,
right.
exactly. Just like there are accountants around the world, you know.
Yeah.
But you and I, we both take different approaches to accounting or how we present our businesses and our services.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new, but it's about the follow through. And one thing that's crucial to me is self-improvement. All the time, always driving to be better, because it'll never be perfect. And if you wait for the perfect situation, you'll never get going.
How you get started?
Even myself, I could scared out of my mind, you know, when it was like, okay, I'm committed to this, I'm doing it. It's scary and it's not perfect, but every day I'm committed to serving my clients more and more, better and better. And
but even in hard times, because I've had hard times, you've had hard times. You mentioned you have some clients that are artists, so they are the definition of like knowing what hard times are.
Yeah.
You know, how do you keep that passion? How do you keep that follow through? How you keep executing and being consistent with your idea, with your passion, even in hard times? Like what helps you motivate yourself or your clients?
Yeah, about purpose. When we speak about hard times, we're most of the time we're speaking about monetary. We're speaking about, okay, my bank account is low. I have lint in my pocket.
I lost a client.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about. But if you stay and you hone in on that purpose, and then you really look at that, how can I change? How can I improve my purpose? How can I get closer to reaching my goal? Then that keeps you from going through that hard time, because there's peaks and valleys to everything.
Right.
And just the end of the next valley is the leads you to your next peak.
Yeah.
So I always go back to purpose.
Yeah.
Even if it's hard times for myself, if it's
Right.
hard times for somebody else, I look at the purpose. And we are so hard on ourselves, so we have to really take time to look at our successes. We're so hard at, oh man,
I'm 30 years old. I'm not a millionaire yet. What
yeah,
happened?
yeah. You know, but we're not really thinking about the successes of it.
Right.
We're thinking about the immediate. You know, sometimes we had success that brought us to that hard times.
Right.
I'm a growing business owner.
Right.
You know, if I might look, it's like, oh man, you know, funds getting a little low.
Right.
But it's like, okay, well, I'm hiring people.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's an adjustment.
Right.
We're remodeling offices and increasing our capacity. So sometimes you have those points.
Right.
But the question is, what was your purpose?
Yeah.
Did you achieve it? And if you didn't, how can you change your activity, your functions, and to keep pushing forward with? And the hard times are going to take care of itself, because it's all about creating value.
Yeah.
And that can never be measured by what's in your pocket or what's in your bank account.
That's absolutely right. And Cavanaugh, if a potential client is watching this video right now, or even better yet, your potential next star employee is watching this video right now, two things. You know, what type of clients you work with, what kind of folks, you know, in Texas or outside Texas,
yes.
you like to work with, and then also what type of talented young folk, accounting folk would you like to work with?
Yes,
Talk to the camera.
yeah. In terms of clients, we consider ourselves the eclectic accountants. So we do a lot of work for a lot of artists, and we help them formalize their business and their ideas. So we do a lot of work around that. We do a lot of work with nonprofits and churches. Like I stated, we are very active in our community. So to be able to push forward in those things and to offer those services to those type of institutions it's a dream come true. In regards to possible staff member.
Yeah, talent. Yeah.
You passionate about the community, passionate about this profession. That's the key to me. Always willing to learn, and like I said, even for myself, it's always about being able to improve, step by step, day by day.
Do they have to be the perfect accountant or bookkeeper?
No, because there's so many. Yes, we're in the accounting business, but there's so much of our business that does not deal with true hardcore accounting at times.
Yeah, true.
And every business has to have a support team. Even if you like sports, you know, one of the most valuable person on the sports team is the manager.
Or the coach. Right?
The coach, or I'm talking about the equipment manager. I love football.
Okay.
So I'm always
And you take it even one step further.
Yeah.
Not even the coach, the manager.
Yeah. Those people that bring you everything you need to perform your job. That's paramount.
Right. And that person never gets any credit.
Never. But I tell you what, if a team wins the Super Bowl, you know that equipment manager gets a ring too.
That's really important.
Yeah, it's a very important role. So it's always just about a commitment to improvement, a commitment to serving the greater community, even if it is through business.
Yeah. All right, Cavanaugh. I think they're calling us up. We need to have lunch. So check out Cavanaugh's website. I'll put it in the description below. What's the website?
Nweze Solutions, NWEZE Solutions.com.
I'll put a link to his website, to his TED Talk, and thank you very much.
Thank you.